How can publishers use artificial intelligence to improve the customer experience? I'm James Evelegh, editor of InPublishing, and I'll be exploring that question with Paul Hatch, Group Customer Director at Air Business, a global logistics and technology company. Paul, welcome.
Hi, James. Nice to be here with you.
First of all, Paul, what is the opportunity for publishers?
Yeah, so we're all competing for customers. Acquiring and retaining them is about a fair exchange of value. But all that hard work in acquisition and retention can be derailed by poor customer experience. And I think AI is providing the opportunity for a step change in the experience that you give your customers. It needs a bit of investment and a lot of thought, but AI can enable a better customer experience and crucially at an affordable cost, a lower cost actually. So I'd say it's a golden opportunity to enhance the performance of your business. But then I would say that, wouldn't I? The AI can help reduce effort. So it provides a high quality, low friction service. It can increase revenue because you can focus your agent's time from low value transactions to focus on high value interactions like new orders, upgrades and cancellation management. And especially with this new legislation that's coming in around managing cancellations, I think that will help us focus our agents on valuing our customers, showing them that we care if they want to leave our service. And I think customers like being valued, so a save can be really just demonstrating you care. AI can create a brilliant guided user experience for your agents on the basis that happy agents equal happy customers. That can be a good thing as well. AI can always be available, so even when your human agents are off, you've got your AI there to help your customers, and actually it can help reduce the cost of the service because human handling time can be reduced or entirely actually replaced by agentic agents, giving a step change reduction in cost as well. So lots of good stuff there.
Brilliant. So why would you say customer experience is a particularly good candidate for AI?
Yeah, so certainly in our world, in publishing, we've lots of repetitive tasks. We've got also a lot of simple use cases, and we've got repeat customers. So you've got a lot of history and known issues for which you have solutions. And machines are good at repetitive, simple tasks, retrieving information, making small changes, etc. And they're always on. Machines are always available. The other thing that's great about them is they're highly scalable. We see in our e-commerce business that we get surges of customer inquiries sometimes, and technology is very good at scaling. Machines are very good at scaling. And the other thing that we found is it integrates well into existing processes and can help us unify channels by pre-screening calls and allowing agents to switch channels with the customer. So I think customer experience in our world is a very good candidate for
AI. And in which specific areas of customer experience does AI outperform humans?
Yeah, so I'll start with what I think humans are good at actually. So humans excel where, excuse me, humans excel where empathy and humanness are important. I remember listening to a piece on Radio 4 about Shakespeare, and they had the mellifluous Charles Dancing to read some Shakespeare, and then they got an AI tool to replicate what it thought Shakespearean prose was all about, and he read that, and it was just off. The words seemed right, but it was just off. And I think that really crystallized for me that there is a difference between replicated humans and real humanness. So humans are great at being human, if that's not too obvious. But machines are great because they don't have time off, they don't need comfort breaks, and they're excellent at being available. They're also designed for a purpose which in any form, machines are efficient when they're designed for a purpose. They don't get distracted or fatigued. They scale brilliantly. And machines are also good at analyzing large data sets, which is great for insights, especially around quality management, for instance. And that lack of fatigue means they're consistent from the beginning of the day to the end of the day. So I'd say they outperform in those areas.
And in terms of blend, what is the optimum blend of AI on the one hand and humans on the other in customer services?
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting question. Let's hope I can give an interesting answer. What I like about the question is it assumes that customer service should be a blend of human and AI, and I wholeheartedly agree with that. I'll go back to my previous point in some respects. You play to your strengths. So where you want to get more value out of the interaction, where you want to build rapport with the customer around sales, cancel sales, that kind of thing, cancel saves, that kind of thing. I'd say that's where you should be using a human. Where humans might be the weaker link is around repetitive tasks where low empathy is required, where immediacy is more important than perhaps rapport. In that case, I'd say use the machines. And so in the end, in a roundabout sort of way, when the politicians answer, getting the balance right between AI and humans will be determined by your use cases, your thought around the processes and experience you want to give your customers. But it's definitely a balance. It's not, in my mind, it's not one or the other.
And how do publishers go about integrating AI into the customer experience, but without alienating subscribers?
Yeah, I'd say thoughtfully. First of all, it needs to work well. So you must play out your customer journeys. For instance, if you can handle a change of address in 2 minutes, that's great. But what experience are you providing if you get it wrong? If the machine misunderstands the requirement and does something that your customer's not expecting? So how do you ensure that your customer gets a positive outcome? I think you have to test and learn. You have to do this with a limited set of use cases, and you must make adjustments as you go. You need a rollback position, so don't let your live agent service decay while you test and learn. Don't just sort of switch wholeheartedly from one to the other without being absolutely sure, and that's why you need a rollback. And you must give the customer a way out. You must provide customer feedback loops. So don't just let the machines get on with it and hope that it works. You have to know the customer has to have a way back. So I think that's how I would do it. That's how we will do it.
And what steps should a publisher go through when looking to use AI in their customer experience operation?
Yeah, it's probably 4 things I would say, 4 key areas. Start with your goals. So think about what the customer experience you want to provide is. Work out whether you can unlock more value or protect your existing value in that process. So be very clear about what you're trying to achieve. I think if you go down I like to call it the CEO vanity route, where everyone's being told you must introduce AI into your business, you could set off on a journey without clear goals. So be really clear about what you want to achieve, and then you need to look at your technology. Contact center as a service technology has come on leaps and bounds. It's very user friendly, actually, lots of visual workflows and things like that. But if your technology isn't where it needs to be, then you're on a sticky wicket already. Also look at your core CRM integrations. So you won't get value out of AI unless you're integrated with your core CRM. And actually generally just look at all of the points that would integrate with your contact center technology. Plan it all out and be realistic about how quickly you're going to deliver this. You don't want to rush at it. And then go back to what I was saying, do the test and learn approach. The tech is not perfect, and to err is human. So there are going to be mistakes along the way. But those are the steps I think you should start with.
And what, Paul, would you say are the pitfalls, particularly the pitfalls that publishers need to avoid?
Yeah, I mean, there are lots. My personal sort of bête noire is dead ends. If you do leave your customers to the machines, and you leave your customer with no way back, then you'll get a very, very unhappy customer. If you don't carefully signpost how they can get back, from dealing with the machine, then you could create a very unhappy customer. You need to have really good insight on how your workflows and how your customers are feeling about the service you're providing. Otherwise, you just simply won't know whether it's working or not working. You mustn't lose sight of your customer. At the end of the day, your contact center is there to support your customers and support your revenue earnings. So they should be the primary consideration at all times. And I suppose the last thing is don't underestimate or undervalue adding AI to support a live agent. What we've found is that you can bring so much of the technology to bear to support an agent. Augmenting the human can bring material benefit, reducing handling times, creating happy agents, and I genuinely believe happy agents will rub off on your customers. So those are probably the key pitfalls I would avoid.
Good stuff. So can you kind of wrap things up with giving us your 3 top tips for integrating AI into customer services?
Sure, absolutely. So step 1, optimize your technology or work with your partners to understand the strengths and weaknesses of their technology. They all have them. There's no one single perfect solution. So definitely step 1, optimize your technology. Step 2, you use comms and chatbots to help customers self-serve. That's still your lowest cost route to customer service. So don't be afraid to use comms channels with AI integrated into them, or chatbots to help customers self-serve. The new sort of new wave of AI-enabled chatbots are really very good, but again, you've got to create those workflows and make sure they work really, really well. And then, step 3, absolutely think about supporting your human agents first. Our roadmap is very much around having an agent assist implementation using AI first before we go full agentic. We think that's the way to get most of the benefit with most of the surety around the customer experience. So those are my 3 steps.
And finally, Paul, what's in the pipeline from Air Business?
Yeah, so we've been using AI in various parts of our CX operations, specifically around quality management, speech-to-text transcription and analysis, email. But these are all point-to-point solutions rather than a single holistic solution. So earlier this year, we invested in a completely new tech solution for our global contact centers, Genesis, which is a really good omni-channel solution which will deliver all of the services we need to for our contact center. And it was considered by Gartner to be a class-leading product for AI, and I know we're loving it. So we're busy delivering on our roadmap, which now has our core tech advantage also integrated into it. So that's kind of what we're doing from a contact center point of view. More broadly, from a market perspective, we're seeing a couple of interesting trends. One is that we're being increasingly asked by clients and prospective clients to work in a more flexible way. Some clients are acquiring their own core technology, whereas others are very wedded to doing customer service in-house. And we're working with them to provide them either with technology solutions or contact center solutions, and that's been a really growing part of our business. And the other thing which is really new actually is we're seeing an increasing drift away from offshore solutions for the voice channel. What we found in talking to our customers and potential customers is that they feel that channel is very rich. It's an area where they want to build more rapport with their customers and get more value out of it. And the combination of bringing contacts onshore, voice contacts onshore, and AI reducing the handling times makes that actually a much more affordable option. So we see that as a bit of a win-win actually for everybody. So that's kind of what's going on in our world at the moment.
Good stuff. Well, Paul, thank you very much indeed for your fascinating insights. There's loads of advice, loads of top tips on how AI can be used to improve the customer experience. So thank you very much. If you'd like to find out more about Air Business and their services, then check out their website at airbusiness.com. Thank you for watching.